Hi everybody, it's Michael here with a little bit more on the Makerfarm 8-inch Prusa i3 RepRap printer. First of all, I wanted to say it's been a little bit since my last video. I apologize for taking so long. Really do want to say thank you though to everybody who has subscribed, everybody who's commented, and everybody who I've been in touch with concerning this printer. I feel like I've made a lot of new friends all over the world, and we've all got this printer in common, and I really want to say a special shout out and thank you to the people who have worked with me on solving some problems, both some issues that they came up with and some issues that I came up with. And I really do feel like this is a great little community that's growing here. So I just want to say thank you again very much everybody for all your support and kind words, likes, and subscriptions. It really does mean a lot to me. Having said that, I also want to say I apologize that it's been a while since my last video. There's been a lot going on with me. We've had, I've been busy at work. We've had some sickness in my home. Everybody's better now, though, and I've got a couple weeks of vacation. I'm really looking forward to doing some serious work on the printer. Not much has changed with the actual printer. You may notice that I've got a replacement extruder here. Turns out I am now going to go ahead and say that the advice I gave early on, that one of the first things you should do is make new copies of all the printable parts of your printer. I really now think that is a good idea. I actually went to go change the hot end out, and the extruder block that was there kind of cracked. So luckily I had this replacement all set to go, and so that was a fun little project. It just took about half an hour to completely replace everything. And in the course of doing that, I realized just how much wear Greg's hinged accessible extruder will go through. There was all kinds of stuff that was worn down, and it really was time to replace it. So that's good. So my next project, of course, is going to be to print the next replacement. Another thing that I've done, I had been a little frustrated with the way that the bed leveling worked on this printer, or should I say the way that there wasn't any bed leveling available. And so what I did was I took, I made 3 of these. And what this essentially is a 20mm M3 bolt, 2 M3 washers, and a piece of the spring that was left over from when I replaced the Z-axis. And hopefully, if you've got this this printer, you have downloaded this part from Thingiverse and made a replacement Z-axis end stop holder, because that's a great little part. Anyway, so I had some of the spring left over from that, and then an M3 nylock nut. And what I did simply is take out the screw and the bolt that was mounting the bed, and took out this little nylon spacer that everyone is probably familiar with if you have that, and then just put this piece of spring in there instead. So now what I can do is just tighten and loosen this, and this will actually raise and lower the corner of the bed. And I've got that on these 3 corners, and then on my home corner, which I have, again, from previous videos, you may recall that I actually keep this homed in this corner right here. That one is still the nylon spacer. The rest of them are the spring on the screw assemblies. And what I did when I put them in is I actually just set the nylon spacer right there and used that as my starting points, just so that I could get the bed leveled. Now, as soon as I did this, I went online and discovered that Colin is now selling a kit, which is essentially the identical parts. So, and he's selling that, I think, for $5. So, if you don't have easy access to a hardware store, then you can certainly get that from Colin, and I would recommend that because, as I have said before, Colin's a great guy. But again, if you don't want to go that route, you're looking for 3 20mm M3 bolts, 2 M3 washers, and a piece of spring that goes around the M3 shaft, and then a nylock nut. I happen to have all stainless here. And you want 3 of these assemblies, so you want 3 bolts, 6 washers. You could probably take one spring. The one that I got was probably about 2 inches long. I guess that comes out to about 5 centimeters or so. And so I was able to just take one length of that and cut it into 3 pieces that were the right length. This one I have here is probably actually a little bit shorter than the ones that I actually have installed, and that's probably about a centimeter, or about a quarter of an inch, maybe 3/8 of an inch. In any case, you don't need a whole lot of length for that. That's what's happened so far. The other thing that I've done that I'm just going to share with you guys, because I just happen to be really proud of it, is I designed and then uploaded to Thingiverse this Raspberry Pi case in the shape of an Atari 2600, and that was a lot of fun to design in OpenSCAD. The tricky part, of course, is getting all the holes in the case to line up with all the ports on the Raspberry Pi, and And this one, of course, is printed in blue glow-in-the-dark PLA. I'm waiting for MakerGeeks to send me some black PLA and then also some brown PLA for the front face right here. But I thought that was a lot of fun. That's available on Thingiverse if you like. That's about. Oh, the other thing I've got going. I'm in the Pacific Northwest of the United States, and for those of you that are maybe not familiar with the area, we get a lot of rain, and it's not freezing cold the way it is in other places. We don't get a lot of snow during the winter, but it does cool off quite a bit. And in fact, this year, summer turned into fall over the course of about 2 days. And what I discovered is that at my house, since my printer's set up in a detached garage that's not climate controlled, ABS season seemed to end quite abruptly. So all of a sudden, I was going along great, and then one day I just could not print ABS to save my life. I was getting this ridiculous amount of curling, and everything would just wanted to come right off the build plate. And I had quite a few failed prints, and some that failed just by letting go, and some of them that just curled just kind of ridiculously. So what I did was I put these two lamps right here. I'll turn these on, and that's probably going to blow out the exposure. And then so that keeps a little more heat on the bed, and then just to cut down on drafts, I got this piece of acrylic, and I'm set up on a table saw here. If you can't see quite what this is, and I just set this piece of acrylic right here, and that actually tends to that keeps enough of the drafts out. There's not a lot of airflow there, and the air stays pretty still, and the lamps put a pretty good amount of heat on it. So I haven't really had any problems since doing that. So if you are in a position where the conditions where your printer is don't really allow you to print with ABS without getting some pretty good curling problems, I would recommend looking for a solution like this. Now, I'm sure I'm not going to like this nearly as much when the power bill comes, but that's the price you pay. That's about all I've got going currently. That's what's new. I've got some good stuff for you guys. Hopefully you'll appreciate it in the next few days. I've actually got a new hot end that I'm going to be reviewing. Those of you that saw my review on the Magma hot end know I was a little disappointed with that. This was another one that I have pretty good hopes for, and I think this is going to turn out better than that. And I'll certainly let you know. I am still waiting on some parts to show up for that, and more details on that will be in the review video. I've also got a couple of ideas, and I want to try them out just a little bit before I make a video about it, about what potentially a very, very easy way to calibrate your extrusion. And I want to give a special shout out to C.D. Miller for getting me thinking about this. And I think that from the conversations that he and I have had, and some of the other posts I've seen from other RepRappers online, that there may be potentially a very, very easy way to keep your extrusion or to tune your extrusion and keep it tuned, and that includes any changes in filament, not only changes between different rolls of ABS or PLA, but switching between ABS and PLA. There may be a system that will just keep your extrusion right where it needs to be pretty much all the time. So that's about all I got for right now. Once again, I want to say thank you to everybody for all your messages, for all your likes, all your comments, and again for just being a great community. Sure to appreciate it, and thanks again for watching, and we will see you real soon with some of that new, hopefully cool stuff. Have a great one.